10-4. You go.
Yo, yo, yo. What's good, everybody? All right, my bad, my bad. Little technical difficulties. What up, Texas Sports? We live. It's Mike Riley. I'm here with Coach Cookie from the SEC. He gonna jump on. We gonna talk a little SEC today. He's got a couple of coaches that we'll bring on from the small school to represent the small school part of the SEC conference. But before we get started, we gonna bring Coach Cookie in here. Let him introduce himself.
How's it going? How's it going, guys? It's Coach Cookie Rosales, the regional director. Hello, America. This is Coach Cookie Rosales, regional director of the SEC. Um, how you doing, Mike? You good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dana got it caught up in a little meeting, man. So he told me to jump on and fill in for him, man. He just threw me on the spot. He like, go and handle it. I'm like, all right, all right. If that's what you want me to do, man, we gonna go ahead and get it done.
We'll get it done. We'll get it done small school style. We're going to talk about small school today, Mike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so you got a couple of coaches representing the small school. We got a coach from the Live Oak Punishers and the Mathis Pirates, right?
Yes, sir. Live and in color, we have in 8U, the number one 8U team right now is the Live Oak Punishers, and I have head coach Jesse Pena. And I also have the number one 10U small school coach, the Mathis Pirates coach, Polo Sanchez.
What's going
Yes,
on,
sir.
fellas? How
Yes,
y'all
sir.
doing?
You good? Y'all good?
What's up, Mike?
Oh yeah, what's going
What up?
on?
What up? Appreciate y'all fellas for jumping on, man, taking y'all time to show some love, man, and then shed some light of what's going on in the SEC. You know, some people say it's not really the South, but well, I won't bring up nothing that JC be saying when y'all not around or nothing, but no, man, it's all love. But before we get started, Coach Cookie, before we jumped on, you was telling me that y'all are a little bit ahead of the schedule compared to where everybody else is. You said y'all kind of going into week. What was that week? You said y'all going into what, week 6?
No, we're going into week 8.
Week
Yeah, week
8.
8.
Week 8.
And
So kind of break that down for us real quick, man. Kind of get everybody up to speed on kind of what's going on in the SEC, where y'all are right now, where y'all be in the next couple of weeks, since y'all are moving a little bit a little bit ahead of everybody else.
well, we started a little earlier this year. We started August 16th and 17th. That was week 1 for us. We went 3 weeks in August. We went through September. It's 4 weeks in September. And now we're heading into first week of October, and this is week 8 for us. We're gonna go 9 weeks. So next weekend, October 11th and 12th, will be our week 9, and then the following weekend, 18th and 19th of October, will be in the playoffs. First round of the playoffs. Of course, in Texas sports, it's a 5-round gauntlet. For some of us here, it'll be an extra round for a state qualifier, depending on age group. I believe that's going to happen in 6U tackle and 12U tackle here in the SEC. Small school champions and big school champions will meet in that round to advance to regionals. But we're excited, man. I mean, there's been so many big matchups this year, and of course, throughout Texas sports and throughout the state, we've been, following the alpha, the supreme levels. We're excited now that the RGV has a small school and that the North has a small school division.
Oh yeah.
So- and the dream of it in the beginning was we want Texas sports to be one day the equivalent of a high school state championship in all classifications: 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. One day, and in my heart, I think that will happen, and it's slowly happening now, with the 1A, 2A, 3As being the majority small. But yes, I mean, the Texas Sports offers this, these options which do not exist in any other league in Texas. The vision of the leaders in this organization and this league is like no other. You have national ties, past state, but for these small two schools to be able to experience the state championship platform is why they're here in Texas sports. And believe me, you see the whole city of Maroon and Mathis the last 2 years at state. The whole town is at the game. If Live Oak makes it to state, you're gonna see, the sea of Live Oak colors at these games. You can see it every weekend now. So small school football is like no other. It's true, it's real, and it's grassroots. And these are the bloodlines of all their high schools, these small towns. And coaches like this feed those programs just like the big schools do. So we're excited that we have this division in the SEC and in Texas sports, Mike.
Yeah, most definitely. Coach Pena, what would you say going into the season, man? How do you feel like it's going? So is this your first year over in the Texas Sports Small School?
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah, my first year in Texas sports small school in the fall season. Yeah, it is. We're first year org. We created over the spring season, and we brought all every level, every age level.
Oh,
Live
that's
Oak
dope.
Punishers
So
as
this y'all first
representative every
year.
age level.
So this y'all first year, and y'all the one seed right now. Headed. I mean, if the playoffs started tomorrow, considerably, y'all would be the one seed on the 8U small school division, correct?
Oh yes, sir. 100%. We're the first seed.
So what's that transition being like? I mean, starting a team and then immediately coming over here to compete with some of the best teams in the state and also get on the circuit where you have the opportunity to play for a state championship. What has that been like for you and your org, over the first 8 weeks?
Man, it's been a lot of work. We put in a lot of work over the summer. We came together, put together a good coaching staff, pulled the kids in, and just started working. You know what I mean? We started working the beginning of this year with the goal of state. That's what we preach. That's what we got ready for. You know what I mean? So every week, that's what we get ready for. State. That's the goal. It's always the goal.
Most definitely. And same question for you, Coach Polo. I mean, this ain't y'all first year, obviously, because if I'm not mistaken, y'all went to state with the same team as an 8U, correct?
Yes, sir.
And y'all now the one seed on 10U. Like I said, if the playoffs begin tomorrow, y'all be the one seed, 10U small school. What has it been like for you, man, this season over the first 8 weeks, in that new kind of small school environment? Having growing up in, I mean, having an org in a town that's kind of already a small school town, and then like
hmm
Cookie said, I think Cookie said y'all had what 11 boys in the entire sixth grade, and somehow
Yeah,
still managed to put a team together. What's
yes,
that been
sir.
like?
It's been a journey. Usually small town, you got very little to choose from. We don't get to select kids. We don't get to choose kids. It's whoever wants to join gets to play. And we start off 15, 16, and then by mid-season we got our 12, 13 kids left, and so it's been a journey. This year has been getting used to it. We are the small kids in 10U, coming up from 8U, so we have a few kids that stayed back from the last year's 10U, combining with our boys from 8U last year. So getting in sync has been pretty much our biggest issue this year, and we get to stay here another year next year. So just getting used to the whole situation of combining everybody and getting everybody in sync. So it's been a good ride.
Yeah, most definitely. So, Cookie, for you, man, overseeing that conference as a whole, what have you seen from both orgs individually that you feel like, man, these teams stand a good chance to be able to go compete out of their respective division and potentially go compete for a state championship?
Well, Mathis has been there. Mathis is the two-time champion in 12U the last 2 years. And Polo's group has also been the state. So Mathis is well, seasoned veteran. They're well seasoned veterans. These guys, it's a program that has been there. You know, they've won it. They've accomplished the ultimate goal. And so Mathis is an established town. That is a football town to the fullest. The parents are very supportive of the kids. You know, in Mathis, they want to win. Period. I mean, that's just a town that's built on that and tradition. The Live Oak Punishers, you know, Jesse was with Three Rivers and he started there, and then now he got this group together, and he collabed with a neighboring town, and he was able to just, hey, you have 1,700 population, I have 1,900 population. Let's put our populations together, which is still less than 4,000
5,000, yeah.
population. You know what I mean? And he still built, you know, all the groups from 4U flag, 6U, 8U, 10U, 12U. He has two girl teams. I mean, he's got seven
Wow.
teams in a small town. You know, Mathis has, you know, they have their I would say they have their 6 or 7 teams as well. They also have girl flag there. They have two girl flag teams. So these two towns are well built, well organized, great coaches, experienced coaches, and that makes them, you know, the front runners. Plus the way those kids play, man. I mean, I love watching I watched the 8U Grizzlies and the 8U Punishers play this past weekend, and it was a 7-0 ball game at halftime, and that's because Live Oak drove to the red zone and just couldn't get it in. But they were battling, you know, a bigger town. They were battling Corpus Christi, and there were a bunch of small town kids. Mathis did the same. You know, he played the 10U Grizzlies with no fear, no hesitation, knowing that he was under gun, knowing he was under man. But the mentality of these coaches is they fear no one. And this is a mentality that they teach these kids. So again, my hat's off to these guys. I know who the best is right now in small school, but they've been preaching it since day one, and they've been walking the walk and talking the talk and backing up their talk. You know, you can talk all you want, but if you can't back it up on the field, I mean, it is, you know what time it is on that. But
Right.
you know, these guys walk the walk, talk the talk, and they are the number one seeds. Do I see them advancing to regionals? I do. You know, until someone can knock them off the mountain, they're the number one teams. And again, you got to defend that seed. You got to defend that spot. But I don't see anyone out coaching these guys. Athlete wise, they match up with everyone well, and they're the main event teams right now in small school in their divisions right now, 8U and 10U. So very very proud to say that, you know, the SEC has a great chance to be state champions in 8U small and 10U small. So
Yeah, we
that's my
definitely bringing
prediction.
it.
Oh, you
Yeah,
100%.
we definitely bringing it.
So let me
That's for
ask y'all
sure.
this. What is the preparation like? So with y'all being ahead of like the DFW conference, Third Coast Conference, some of what people would consider some of the more competitive, sides of town or, sides of the state. How do you prepare with that rest that you guys have to have while they can finish the season? How do you stay fresh and stay hot? Because you already rolling with a head full of steam, already looking, into the future. But these teams over here, I mean, we're on like week 4 or 5. So y'all practically anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks ahead of us. How do you stay fresh and ready to go when regionals and state comes around, starting so far ahead of everybody else?
Jesse.
And we just stay grinding. We stay working. Look for work where we could get it. You know what I mean? We're fortunate enough to have different age groups in our org, and that's who we're going against. We gotta prepare each other to get to that next level. You know what I mean?
Polo.
Nice.
Yeah, like Jesse said, we're very fortunate to have our big our 12U team around, and they're very helpful to us. We try to utilize them as much as we can. So, man, having that 12U around, big school. So, I mean, the 12U Mathis Pirates, it's a lot of helpful having those guys around. They give you good looks and prepare you for those big boys. So, It's been a very true blessing having our 12U around and helping us during scrimmages and stuff.
So y'all lean on the big brothers. Y'all lean on kind of the older age levels to kind of give y'all that work and give y'all that look to keep y'all fresh and keep y'all prepared while y'all kind of wait y'all
Yeah,
time to compete
Yes,
in
yeah,
sir.
the. Got you.
yeah, most definitely, man. It's a little different in the small school, man, because coaches got to coach. You ain't gonna get that player that came from across town that's 100% developed, and you're just gonna plug and play. You know what I mean? You got to coach these kids. You got to teach them from the ground up. You really got to coach your ass off to my excuse my language. You got to coach these kids up to get them where you want them to be. You know what I mean? They're not gonna know your concept. They're not gonna know your offense, your defense. You got to instill all of that from the season to the end of the season. You know what I mean?
So it
So it
could
does.
almost
It
be
takes a
like
lot of
a
work.
bye week for y'all. Just give y'all extra couple of weeks to prepare to kind of get ready for the playoffs. You don't have no games lined up. Kind of
Yeah.
just practice, get everybody back healthy, get everybody back ready to roll, and then y'all kind of get that burst into the playoffs. That actually could be a strategy to some sort.
Yeah.
Well, the way it's structured is we're gonna play this week, we're gonna play next week. Then, depending on the amount of teams, uh, 1 and 2 seeds will have a bye in the first round, and the rest of the seeds have to battle, and then there's the semifinals, which if the 1 and 2 seed had a bye on the 18th, 19th, well now they're playing on October 25th, 26th, and then our conference championships is November 1st. And then all of y'all's conference championships, the North, Third Coast, Prime Time. I mean, Prime Time is lined up with us, but the RGV, they're all having their conference championships 1 week after we do. So we're gonna it's gonna catch up to itself. All the girls will be finishing. They're all ready for November 15th, 16th in Houston, CE King High School, live and in color. So all of us are in line with that. I know that the SEC plays an 8 week season for girls. We don't do the 6 week season. And we've been, these guys and myself, we've been first Monday in June, we're training. The kids are not chilling at the house. In certain programs, they start later in July, da 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 da. Here, we put pads on after July 1, and in June, we're training. And my 6U, they started training in May. I mean, we were in just shorts, t-shirt and shorts and helmet training, formations, grinding and getting prepared for war. Because in 6U, all the kids are new.
Right.
And some
Yep.
of them have never played. So all of us here that are these two gentlemen and myself, we take it serious. We do not. It is not it's a religion where we live. And in our hearts, football is everything. We instill that in the kids, but we are not those programs that are like, oh, if you want to have fun, go join the Boys and Girls Club. This is
Yeah.
not the Boys and Girls Club.
Got
This
you.
is big time business. This is life. This Texas sports, the SEC football is life for all these families, for all these coaches, for all these players. So again, when the varsity starts their summer workouts, we all start our summer workouts at the same time that they do. So that's how serious it is here in the SEC in certain programs. And in the programs that don't live by those words, they're the 7 seed, they're the 6 seed, you know, and it shows in the level of play.
Most
Yep.
definitely. So man, headed into week 8, what's the matchups, Cookie? What's brewing? What's the good matchup? What's the game of the weeks? What's the matchups y'all looking forward to? I see both coaches start laughing, so they must know something that I don't know. So what's brewing up in the SEC headed into week 8?
Well, by this time of the year, a lot of the undefeated teams have already played each other. Whether it's big versus small or small versus small. We just came off of two big games of the week there in Live Oak, there in Three Rivers this past weekend. Both against the Grizzlies, Corpus Christi Grizzlies, 8U, Live Oak versus them, and the 10U Steelers versus the 10U Grizzlies for, first place in that division and big. Um, that just happened. So now that we're going into this week, the big games are the number 1 seed in small in 12U. You have the Mathis Pirates, and then you have the number 2 seed in big school, the Alice Steelers. They're playing each other this weekend, so that's going to be a game of the week in that division. In 10U, You have the number one team in small, the Mathis Pirates, Mr. Polo Sanchez himself. That's his team. And then you have the Alice Steelers, the number one team in big. They're playing each other in a non-conference game because it's a big versus small. And all the other matchups, honestly and truthfully, uh, they're probably going to be blowouts or one-sided games. Everyone's pretty much established. We do have an undefeated for you right now in the SEC, the Alice Steelers. They're the only undefeated for you. In 6U flag, OTE is undefeated still in 6U flag, the OTE Panthers. In 8U small, Mr. Jesse Pena right there with the Live Oak Punishers is undefeated in small.
Yeah.
And in big, 8U big, you have the OTE Panthers and you have the CC Grizzlies. They're both undefeated. They tied each other when they played 7-7. In the SEC, we don't have overtime in regular season, only in the playoffs. So they're both undefeated in big. In 10U, the Alice Steelers are undefeated in big. And in small, Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Polo Sanchez, is undefeated in his division. In 12U, big, Victoria is the number one seed in big school, the Victoria Jaguars. They are a very, very physical, good football team. And in small school, you have the Mathis Pirates. They're
So
undefeated, or they're the number one seed in small. So that's where we're at right now. But
I think another big game on the small school division for AU is going to be that the game between Hammerville and OG. That's going to determine who's going to sit second on that 8U bracket.
is that this week?
That's this week.
Uh-oh. Well, then we need to add that to game of the week
Yeah, I
too.
believe that's this week. I was looking over that. I think I saw it this week.
Well,
So
that's for
that's
the
gonna,
two seed.
yeah, that's gonna be
That's
for
for
the
the
two
two
seed.
seed because you don't want to be, you don't want to lose. You want to set yourself up right in the seeding. So, um, I'm gonna add that to game of the week, Jesse. That is a big game too in 8U. But again, I was looking at the schedule and we're like, what are the big matchups? And I just see teams that are gonna just dominate their game. I mean, I didn't see that game. I didn't see
Yeah,
it. But now that I'm looking at it, you are 100% correct. No, I think Heaverville is playing. Oh, they are playing them this week, aren't they?
yeah, they're playing OG. Yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
George
No, it's
Garza,
next week.
George Garza said no next week.
Okay, yeah. So I
Yeah, that
thought.
game's gonna be big when it happens
Okay,
for
so I
both
think that is
orgs.
next week. I think that is next week. I think Heaverville's playing the Chiefs this week, if
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
play the Chiefs
mistaken.
this week. They confirmed it in the
Yeah,
comments.
Oh, okay.
yeah. But
Eddie
I will be
Reyes,
adding
this
that to game of the week
SEC
next week.
Streets and JC will be on for RGV tomorrow.
We're street.
Mr.
Yeah, man.
JC
So what we
Sanchez.
what we looking at like on the north side and down in RGV? You guys know any of the schools down there that potentially come out of that area that we could possibly be linking up with in the regionals?
Who's a small school in the north,
See,
Mike?
that's the part that I need to confirm. I'm gonna have to get with Dana because I'm not 100% sure of who's small school, who's alpha, or who, you know what I mean. So, like I said, I know my son plays for Eagle Mountain, and we on the 8U. And I believe that we're supposed to be an Alpha 8U. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, sometime this week, I believe tomorrow, they should start talking playoffs league wide. I believe on the podcast that comes on tomorrow night. So we should have a more clear cut understanding of how everything is going to go, how the coin flips are going to go, and things of that sort. So I don't want to say nothing and then get clipped, and then that'd be like, Mike Riley, the media guy, said this. So I'm just going to say, uh, we once Dana kind of lays it out, I will myself will have a more clear understanding of how the kind of small school, big school, and what's what, because I know some of the teams in those conferences, but I don't know how they scale. Like, are they small school? Are they big school? Are they alpha? I'm not sure how any of that works. So once they kind of roll that out, we could talk about that next week.
Well,
Gotcha.
I know that the Louisville League combined with Denton County, DCYFL.
Correct.
So that's how it's the North now. So I know it's that Louisville area that has a lot of the small schools, and we will be getting that list, Jesse, for sure, just so that
All
we
right.
can kind of, maybe for scouting purposes or whatever, just so we know who the list is, right? So we are going to get that info out. And I know they're going to announce that on probably on the Wednesday podcast, because every Wednesday, live and in color, you have Texas Sports talking week by week. So tune in on that tomorrow night. But yeah, we'll get that list together. I have the RGV list. I think I sent it to you, Jesse. I
Yeah, I got
texted it
that.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you call that list? Oh, you can't go on your phone right now, but
Yeah, no, I don't have it on my phone.
I'm gonna tell you now. The North has to play in regionals. The coin flip is gonna take place, I believe, between the RGV and the SEC for that regional round for 8U and 10U. So somebody's gonna get a bye. I know
Hmm.
that. So that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. But I'm excited, and y'all should be excited too.
Nah,
So
shoot. We looking forward to it, man. We looking forward to it. We got to finish out our conference first. You know what I'm saying? I'm not overlooking anybody, but we ready. We ready. Once we get on that field, we ready for everybody.
I know Polo's ready. He stays ready over there.
Oh yeah.
You see that face. You look at serious. He's always serious. He never smiles, dog. Never. That guy.
Yeah, before you hopped on, he said he's not a man of many words. He
Oh,
said,
I know that. That's what I told him before. I said, you're gonna have to talk, you
We're
know.
good.
"Well,
But
man, Cookie, before we let y'all roll, man, what else? What you got? Anything else, man? You want to kind of throw out there that's going on in the SEC, or that you kind of want people to be looking out for? I know the girls are rolling. Playoffs are near. How was that matchup last week with you and Coach? Didn't y'all face off last week on the 10U level, right? With the Grizzlies.
yes, sir. We had Tyson Johnson on last week, and it was a heated conversation throughout this podcast. But and at the end of the day, it's entertainment, right? I mean, we want to hype up the game as much as possible, and believe me, the energy was unreal. I mean, Jesse, Mr. Pena hosted that game in Three Rivers, and the energy, I mean, it was loud. It was a lot of fans. I mean, a lot of people
Oh
came
yeah.
from different. Some games took place in Benavides, Texas. They drove to Three Rivers to watch that game. There was people that played in George West earlier that day. They came back to Three Rivers to come watch that game. Kids that had played earlier in the day, they stayed to watch that game. So, it was a very, very physical football game. But the Steelers were beginning. We're gonna have a pizza party tonight on Texas Sports because all three of them, Corey and Kiva, Mr. Kiva Rush and Corey and Dana, all picked the Grizzlies. You know, they all picked the Grizzlies, and it's cool. I mean, I know what it is. And I try to stay humble about the Alice Steeler program, but everybody knows in big school the road to state goes to the Alice Steelers. Everybody should know that by now. Year after year, we're the ones that are sending most of the teams to that. Now, in 8U level, it will not be the Steelers. It will be OTE or it'll be the Grizzlies because they're gonna go to war in that Super Bowl. 6U level, it's gonna be the Grizzlies and the Steelers, and that's gonna be a good game. Coach Bam does a good job with that group. And I like coaching against good coaches. Coach Tyson is coaching the 10U. I like coaching against good coaches. We got to beat OTE in the semis to reach to play Victoria, who's going to be playing the Yellow Jackets, but I think Victoria is too strong. So it'll be the winner of us playing OTE, beating them, and playing Victoria and trying to avenge the loss that we had, the only loss in our record, and try to again advance the state because that team I have right now has been to state twice in 8U and 10U, and now they're 11U. So I believe in them 1,000,000%. We're down 5 players with injuries, but you know this year is a little bit different for me and different for the SEC. But it's because managing 69 teams last year to 93 teams this year has been a lot of work. Next
Yeah.
year, we're probably going to have another 20 plus teams join the league. We got a lot of towns calling. They're ready for change. They're tired for playing for little popcorn Super Bowls, Cracker Jacks box Super Bowls over there. These other
Hey yo,
leagues.
hey yo, shout out to Sonya. She basically figured you wasn't gonna answer the question straight out, so she just went ahead and dropped in the comments. Steelers won. So the Steelers ended up winning that intense rivalry that took place last week. Man, I had fun. Y'all coaches don't understand, Coach Pena, Coach Polo. These guys were so hyped last week. They got me to come on camera. I usually stay off the camera and just produce the show from the background. But man, they got to talking so much trash. I just had to come on, man, and ask a few questions, man. And they set the tone. It's like selling a good heavyweight fight. You
That's
know,
what's
you
up.
you you got to sell it to get the people to buy in, man. But that it's dope that it was a good turnout and
Nah, man, it was a hell of a game. It was a great game out there. Both teams just went at it. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Neither
dope.
side gave up. Neither side gave up. They were
But
holding each
Steelers
other
pulled it
off.
out in the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did.
I
Yeah,
got
they
I
they
got a
pulled it off.
question for I got a question for both these guys. We'll go with 8U first. Uh, Jesse, who do you believe is going to be your matchup in the SEC championship in small school?
Man, it's gonna boil down to that game next week that I thought was this week, Hammerville and OG. I mean, I I think Hammerville pulls it off and they sit at number two next week. That's what I think. I think they'll pull it off. But then we got the playoffs, right? Then they gotta go win again. So if
Orange
they beat
Grove
OG
has
this week, if they beat OG next week, then they're gonna have to play him again in the playoffs to advance to the Super Bowl, right?
I think it's going
Conference
to come down
champion.
to trenches against OG. OG has great trench. They're great in the
Yeah,
trenches. Orange Grove,
yeah. I've
but
played them both. I've played them both, right? So I've played them both already. Um, and they both come a different way at you, but I think they both great coaches, right? So if Emerville could pull it off, I think they got it.
so for Mr. Polo, you are in the 10U division. Same question for you. Who do you think you'll be facing in the SEC championships representing small school?
Well, how the seating is going to be, it's all going to depend on the seating. Um, I honestly believe our biggest competition, I would probably give it to Coach Chris and Live Oak, but I don't know where they're going to sit. I don't know what the seating is going to be like. So, them, Fremont, Orange Grove, it's gonna be a good one. It's all gonna depend on the seating, and we'll be ready for whoever has that Super Bowl spot.
So you're saying if the seating's right, you believe it'll be Live Oak.
Correct. I think our strongest opponent to date would probably be Coach Chris out there in Live Oak.
Well, there it is. I think in 6U small, the San Diego San Diego Vaqueros will be representing small school in 6U tackle. I think OTE is going to be the champions in 6U flag. That's my prediction. I think the 4U will be playing San Diego 4U in the SEC championship game. That's going to be a good matchup. In 6U, it's probably going to be in my guesstimation between Freer Buckaroos, a small town, versus the OT Panthers. That'll be my prediction on who plays in that championship game. But as far as girls, Mike, man, that's live as hell right now,
The
brother.
girls,
It is
Oh yeah.
live, brother.
yeah,
I
man,
mean,
I
it's
heard the girls
crazy,
are epic, man. I haven't had an opportunity to cover the girls yet this year. I'm pretty sure I will. But man, I heard the girls has been going
bro,
crazy. They made me
bro.
pick the plays of the week last week. I put a girl on number 10. She had a nice little snag out the air like it was vicious, a vicious grab. Quarterback put it on the money. She went up, grabbed it, toe tapped it. I'm like, oh man, these girls really playing football, bro. This
All
ain't
right.
normal.
Yeah, they
So
get down, man.
So Jesse has a daughter in flag, and Polo's coaching 8U flag, girl flag. But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, the movement has taken place in the South, in the coastal bend, in the RGV. They have girls as well, and throughout the state of Texas. But the girl movement has taken place, Mike. and it is beautiful, man. I mean, it is like amazing to watch these athletes play on Sundays. They play on Sundays here. But man, it's like a whole new league. It's like it's league in itself. Like two leagues. It's like we have two leagues here. Sundays is a celebration for the girls, and Saturdays are Saturdays, and we know what Saturdays are. But man, that Sundays it's just a different vibe, different energy. As amazing athletes in every age level here in the Coastal Bend in the SEC,
Well,
and we need to have a girl show. And
yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
what I
bring
was
in some
finna say.
girl
Since you
coaches.
since you brought it up, we ain't gonna harp on it too long. But I mean, which girls do you see coming out to represent the SEC, man? I know when I was out at CE King for the Spring State Championship Series, you know, the SEC girls and the DFW girls were kind of battling it out, almost on every age level. In the, you know, as they were nearing the championship rounds, what team do you believe can come out of the SEC on the girls level, any age level that you believe like, yo, they can really go to make noise at state?
Well, I'm gonna go with the 1 and 2 seeds. 8U girls. You have the Alice Coyote, Lady Coyotes, and you have the San Diego Vaqueros. They're both on a collision course. They're both undefeated right now.
Hmm.
And then you have in 10U, man. I'm gonna say the Iron Maidens are gonna win it.
Okay.
I'm picking them to be the champions in 10U girls.
Don't
I
sleep
mean,
on the
I'm not
Mathis
being
girls.
And
biased.
not,
I'm
hey,
just
not to,
keeping and the
Nah.
Mathis Rebels.
Don't sleep on the Mathis
Now,
girls.
now,
hey,
now, now,
before you keep
now.
going, Cookie, the Lady Vaqueros were their first year org, right?
They're yes, because they did spring and now they're in fall. So this is the
Gotcha.
first
So
year.
yeah, I met that. I met a lot of them at spring. I just wanted to make sure I was thinking about the right team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that I'm thinking clearly, because the Mathis Rebels won the preseason tournament in 10U, and they're a very very good team. But I think the Iron Maidens, with the team they have now, because they're a different team now. Those are going to be the two representing the SEC. Well, I think they're the dominant teams in my opinion. Hey, everyone has an opinion as far as 12U level. Ooh, I mean, OTE, they got a lot of track speed on that team. They got two girls on that team that are just different. I mean, the speed
OTE.
level. Yes, the Lady Panthers, OTE. That coach does a very good job. I think the second place team right now, you have Freer and Lady Goon Squad, or, they're going to be battling out here in a couple weeks. But the Freer Bucks, too, I mean, they got size, they got a good group. They're a first year org. Lady Goon Squad's been together a long time. Coach David does a real good job with them. So I think those three. But again, there's teams that could just blossom and at the
Right,
last
right, and
minute
it's
and
it's still kind of well, the girls. So have the girls in the SEC been going just as long as the boys side has? Like, how they've been going since August as well?
so they started September 1st. They
Okay.
started at September 1st. So they played 4 weeks so far. This will be week 5 for them technically, and and then they'll have week 6, and then they'll have the playoffs. So we have high school girls here this year too. Pick Six Click is just different. That's going to be the team that could possibly win state, in my opinion. I think I'm picking Pick Six Clicks to win the state championship in high school. In 14U level, the Bay Brawlers are a new org, but they're so dominant. I mean, they're a very dominant team, and STS is also South Texas Sisters. Coach Riojas, he does a really good job with that group. He's had them a while, and they've won state. That group won state in 12U and 10U. So they're a very well oiled machine there in Kingsville as well. Everybody else is playing catch up, man, in my opinion. And but man, like I said, the movement that's taking place in girls, we need to start paying attention. And I already talked to Dana about this. We need to have rankings for girls and rankings for the small schools. I mean, these are divisions that Texas Sports offers. I know all of that is in the works, but we most definitely need to pay attention to the girls. We need to give them more love. We need to, put them on a higher platform and give them more attention. They deserve it. They
Oh
work
yeah.
very, very hard, and hopefully we can get that situated for them.
I agree. I agree. Man, that's dope. I didn't know y'all had so many teams. coming out the SEC on the girls level. But I look forward to seeing how that all plays out. Cause man, the girls is fun. It's I don't know if you've ever. I had to cover the girls, like I said, at the state championships, and I was just in the middle of the field with my camera, and I kind of just got lost in it for a second. I'm like, wow, like they really running like fire routes, throwing perfect passes, going up, snatching passes out the air. It was just something that at first I was almost in awe of how talented some of those girls were. Man, I'm talking about some of those girls had a juke move package that some young men don't have until high school. I mean,
Sick,
cooking like
sick with it, bro.
sick with
Sick
it,
Oh
with
man.
the
yeah.
And
hips.
then it's
They're
different because
twisting
this
their
ain't
hips.
tackle. So you got to have a perfect angle and a perfect reach to be able to grab that flag. And man, I mean, I seen some girls out there cooking at the spring state
Balling.
championships. So I can only
I'm living
imagine.
it.
I
No,
can
I'm
only
yeah.
living it.
imagine how dope it is.
Yeah, it's two different worlds. Coaching boys and then going to coach flat girls on
Oh
Sundays.
yeah,
It's
because
quite
you actually get to balance both of those because you coach girls and coach boys. What
yeah.
who? Not to throw either one under the bus, but I'm pretty sure you would have to say, is it a little more fun coaching the girls? Do they bring like a different energy
You can
level?
call it. You can call it fun. Yeah, you can call it fun. We still got to compete, but I got to bite my tongue most of the time. I can't coach them
Yeah.
like I coach the boys. But never in a million years would I see myself coaching girls. But my
So
daughter
coaching
wanted to
girl.
give it a try.
So would you say coaching
Uh,
girls flag kind of brings the soft spot out of a hard coach? It kind of, it kind of.
Oh, I know it did with Polo because if you know Polo, he is no nonsense. He cannot stand laziness. This guy trains himself every day. He's a fitness freak. He can't. He just can't. He doesn't tolerate mediocrity, and he could not. It's a different style coaching. Plus, you got to learn the rules, right? But it's different style coaching that girls and boys. Absolutely, it's you got to be softer. I mean, you can't coach them
Yeah.
like boys. So I seen it. I seen this guy. I seen a different side of Polo. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, man. Before we get out of here, Cookie, you got anything you want to throw out there, man? Before we hop out, he just got a phone call. He'll hop back in a second. Whenever
Okay, I got
whenever
it.
his wife's not home, he don't have nobody to put his phone on D&D for him. So he just kind of
Hey, I forgot to do it. I forgot to do it.
all good though, man. But anything else you got, Coach, man? I mean, Cookie, before we jump off of here, or coaches, y'all got anything y'all want to say? Anybody y'all want to shout out, call out? We love a good call out here at Texas Sports, man. If y'all want to call anybody out or anything like that, uh, before we roll
Mr.
out.
Jesse, I'll let you go first. You got anybody you want to call out?
Shit, just get ready for us. That's all I'm saying. Shit, Punishers all the way, all levels, baby. We're bringing it.
Mr.
So
Polo.
You know me, I play the game with respect. I stay humble. We do it in the field. I don't do I don't do the talking stuff. We take care of our stuff in the field.
respect.
Well, all I gotta say is I've been very unbiased. I feel like I can't, brag about the Alice Steeler program because, I try not to do that, but I'm very proud of that. I'm probably proud of this organization. And right now, on all levels, we have a shot to win it all on all levels, on every single level. Now, the 8U is a young team. That's the one team I would say is probably not going to win it, but all from 4U, 6U, 10U, and 11U, we have a shot to win it all, and we're gonna work very hard and try to make sure that happens. And as far as calling anyone out, you know who we're waiting for. You know who you are, and we coming, baby, and we're gonna be prepared. And once we win the SEC championship, we're coming for everyone in regionals and represent South Texas to the fullest. And that's the way it is. And good luck to everyone. Keep everyone safe, injury free. We pray everyone's injury free. And we're looking forward to the show tomorrow night and for all the announcements. But Mike, you did a real good job today, my brother.
No doubt.
And
Yeah, appreciate
Yeah,
it.
Mike.
No doubt, man. I appreciate y'all for hopping on, man. Like I said, my apologies. Dana couldn't make it, but when I called him, he said just hop on, fill in, man. So I hope I filled the shoes, man. Them some big shoes to fill, man. But I appreciate the opportunity, and I look forward to chopping it up with y'all as the season continues to go on. I know Cookie will be in touch for sure. So Yeah, man. Texas Sports, SEC, we out.
Yeah. From what I hear, this where the work is, right? Where the best compete. Okay then. Hey Mo, ready to go stupid. Lose it, girl, I'm a dog, Ethan Booby. Please sit down and see this movie. All these other leagues is Tubi. Bills popped out in red and yellow. OTE on Phoebe moving. Dana Black, but he look Cuban. Heartbeat pound like he even do it. I'm just a messenger. Come here, watch with the rest of us. Texas Sports be the biggest thing that's poppin'. What you think the best here for? Yeah, this ain't no scat, big SRT. From the 210 to the SEC. Under primetime lights, this a primetime night. Whole gang came through from the north to the big shit. Poppin'. Big stepper, from the north to the H, it's whatever. Might be feeling P, slide to RGV, pull up to Mesquite, big old T, that triple D. Ay, I came out that funky, watch me act a donkey. Texas Sports be live, we be everywhere they don't be. Put that on the shirt, watch me word, got the key. I know that they see, it's where the best compete. All we do is spaz in here. Where them bad little kids from RCU, I swear they savages. They at your door like packages. Out here on 10 like sandals. We back on live like camels. Wednesdays is going down, we just protect the standard. Mama say don't play with food, them grizzlies biting down. They in your town, you best not play with dude. If Toy on field, just play the game, don't play with moves. She crazy too, big old dogs out, no TCU. Treat him like baby food. True Buzz getting crazy views, Corey talking crazy moves. Hitter after hitter, weeks a fool with that. Every game's a top 10, now tell me where they do that hit. Chief and no policing, but the season ending trophy club. And I control the game, but hit that like lil' mama, show me love. Havoc mama tights, that's how they got me when they hating on me. Bulletproof the whip, they taking shots, but never make it on me. Junior Lions, literally, they biting off us when game is free. From Mo City to the D, even down to Mathis, know we kick shit. Poppin', big stepper, from the north to the H, it's whatever. Might be feeling P, slide to RGV. Pull up to Mesquite, big old T, that triple D. Ay, I came out that funky, watch me act a donkey. Texas Sports be live, we be everywhere they don't be. Put that on the shirt, watch me word, got the key. I know that they see, it's where the best compete.